Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report. Tonight, we are recapping the week's nerd news from Earth 828 to the Baxter Building and everywhere in between. My name is Mike Gibson. With me, as always, Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
Well, I can't remember the canned response that our friends gave on the clip you sent me the other day, but not a whole heck of a lot here, Mike. No, so thank you to the listeners of the pod that decided to throw that one together for us. But yeah,
the listeners of the pod that are also members of a band called The Amazing Shakes.
Which you can go see in person at the end of next month.
That's true. We're going right into it. Okay, yes, The Amazing Shakes performing at the release party for my new comic book, Crown of Bones, a burlesque comic book coming out not July. Now it's July. It comes out August 23rd at the Palace Theater. It's going to be a rock and roll show, a reading of the comic book, and a live burlesque show where the burlesque performers performing in character as their characters from the book, Crown of Bones. Your ticket comes with a copy of the comic book plus access to a mini Comic-Con happening before the event starts. Oh my God. So much cool stuff going on. I'm very excited about it.
And if Mike's description confused the hell out of you, that's okay. And it's confusing, but all in the best way. Because there's a lot of cool shit happening.
There's a lot happening. Day. Yes. It's a multimedia comic book celebration and release party at the same time. Yeah. So check it out. You can buy tickets on Eventbrite. Like I said, your ticket comes with a copy of the comic book, and then you will be, you'll spend the evening hearing a live reading of the book, seeing characters perform very, maybe a little risque burlesque routines as their characters from the book. You'll hear some songs related to the book, possibly performed by the Amazing Shakes. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, there may even be an appearance of you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just present. I don't know. You won't be on stage, so.
No, I'll be on stage.
Oh, for the reading.
And I'll be on stage for the reading.
You won't be performing with the Shakes, so.
Well, that's true. My body will be on stage performing with the Shakes, but I won't be in control of it because I will have put on a magical Mascaras de la Phoenix, Mask of the Phoenix, which allows a interdimensional vigilante spirit of rock and roll to inhabit my body and perform as the Reverend TF45. So if that's confusing to you, I totally understand it. And you should read my comic book, The Amazing Shakes, which will be available for sale that night at the Palace Theater, August 23rd. Oh my gosh. Much cool stuff is happening. You can buy one from Steve.
Yeah.
Or me, maybe.
Well, yeah. Depends. You're going to be busy.
I'm going to be busy. And you know what? Who else is going to be there is the artist of The Amazing Shakes comic book and the Crown of Bones comic book, Riley McFarlane, will be in attendance. So
good. So I can work the table with Riley instead of just myself. That's good.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if you maybe you have a copy of The Amazing Shakes book and it's only signed by me and you want the artist to sign it, you can bring it with you to the Palace Theater that night and get a signature from the one and only Riley McFarlane. So,
yeah. You know who else will be there in the lobby? Funky Town Comics and Vinyl.
Funky Town Comics and Vinyl are wonderful sponsors of this very podcast, also sponsors of this Crown of Bones release party event. So, yeah, a whole bunch of cool people are going to be there. You could be one of those cool people.
Yeah.
You could be hanging with other cool people and then telling other cool people about the cool night that you had.
It's a lot of cool.
Right? It's a lot of cool. It's a lot of cool and it's a lot of talking.
You know what else?
You know what
cool,
else?
Did you
we
really?
both have segues?
Yep.
Do you want to go?
Where were you going?
I was going to a little town called San Diego, California.
Oh, I was going to go to a little town called Sylvania, New York.
Oh, yeah. Let's go there.
Let's knock this one out first.
The place we just were.
We were on Monday. We decided to take Brian and the Chat's invitation up and went and hung out in the Solvay Public Library for their Library Comic-Con last Monday.
Sure did.
A couple hours of the kids having an absolute ball, checking out, our friends at Funky Town Comics and Vinyl had a couple of handouts for them. They also, local artist James Wynn was there with his Alpha Red comic. We had the two of us there, Mike representing both the Multiverse Report and Mike Gibson himself. And as the Multiverse Report, we did poll the audience, as we are wont to do, as to what the young people of Solvay Library would consider their favorite superhero.
Favorite superhero. Now, a lot of times when we ask these questions at cons, they're like geared toward an older audience. So we had to pull it back, simplify it, just asking the crowd, who's your favorite superhero? And Steve, you have the tallies. So without further ado, why don't you announce to the world who Solvay Public Library's favorite superhero is?
Well, let's go from the top 4.
Okay.
Well, it'd technically be top 4. There is a tie for 4th.
Okay.
The tie for 4th is between Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy herself,
Wow,
and the Red Hood. Which would you expect those two to be your number 4?
Really crazy that multiple people voted for Red Hood. Not that I don't love I love Red Hood.
Right.
I'm a big Batman fan, Bat Family guy for sure. But like to have 2 people in Solvay, New York, vote for at least 2 people. I saw 2 people. I don't know what the tallies are.
No, it was 2.
Like specific numbers, but yeah, 2 people vote for Red Hood is surprising.
Yeah,
and 2 people vote for. You know what? It's more surprising than people voting for Spider Gwen or Ghost Spider or Spider Woman or whatever you want to call her, because she's been in 2 very successful animated films.
Right.
Red Hood has not.
And also, as this is geared younger, a feature in Spidey and His Amazing Friends.
Right.
So
also true. She's out there.
Oh yeah.
Red Hood is
Jason
not
Todd.
out there.
Not so much.
You got to open a book if you want to read some Jason Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Coming in at number 3, as you can imagine, we are into the big 3. But
okay.
Who finished 3rd may surprise you, including 1 vote from one smaller version of me. My son went with Superman.
Wow,
who was the number
coming in
3rd. Even with the recent release, wasn't enough to bump him out of 3rd.
All right.
And then the Bat himself.
Oh,
number 2.
Batman comes in 2nd. Okay.
And Peter Parker coming in at number 1 with Spider-Man. Although technically it could be Miles Morales as well, or any of the other iterations, but Spider-Man was written down the most number of times.
So that's technically cheating because they're both called Spider-Man. So they're really doubling their votes. Like, you know what I mean? Well, unless people are specifying. It's not like there's 2 people named Superman.
True.
You know? So all the Miles fans and all the Peter fans, they just like join together and they get Spider-Man to be number 1. I don't know if that's fair.
Hey, you got 2 and 3. Give us number 1 here on the Marvel side. Brian in the chat says he trained them well. I think that is an accurate statement.
Yes, for sure. And
some of the
big thank you to Brian for such a cool event. And us.
If you'll have us next year, we'll gladly come back, Brian.
For sure.
But there were a couple of deep cuts in the one-off category. Everything below that got 1 vote, including you'd expect like a Venom here, there, a Deadpool.
Sure.
Iron Man got a vote. We did have a specifically Wally West Flash, which I believe you were a huge fan of.
Exciting.
We have Dogman going outside the box.
I believe that was for my son.
Yep. A Hellboy, a Catwoman, a Rogue, and a Cap, specifically the MCU Cap, which seems odd, but
I agree.
The person who mentioned it, he was like, yeah, that the character never interested me until Chris Evans played him. So
I think that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that's true for a lot of people. And I think, a lot of people point to the success of the MCU as being on the backs of the casting of Robert Downey Jr., and I don't disagree with that, but I think if they hadn't made Captain America work, and Captain America is a tougher character to get right than Iron Man, I think. Iron Man could have gone a couple ways. I think Captain America, you have to thread the needle of he's true to the character, but he's not star-spangledy,
over the top.
Over the top, you know what I mean? I feel like
some of the best Cap arcs I've ever read are where he is, completely going against the U.S. government.
Yeah, and that's pretty much every movie that
Right.
he has in the MCU. That's
Yeah.
the plot line. Yeah, which is why he's great. But also, like, you can't have him be too straight laced. You can't have him be too you know,
Right.
sappy or cheesy or anything like that. Or you know, and threading that needle, I think, was probably harder than making a good Iron Man movie.
Right.
So, like, I completely agree with people that say, like, yes, the Chris Evans version is my favorite version of the character, because he's probably my favorite version of that character, to be honest with you.
You know, this conversation did get me thinking. For the record, there was also a Wonder Woman and a Supergirl one-off. So, Kara Zor-El getting some nice love there. The thing that made me think of is when because we were talking last week about them casting X-Men and them wanting to go younger with X-Men.
Yeah.
That's going to be a very similar needle to what they're going to have to thread with Cyclops. Because you lean too much into the Boy Scout and you get one iteration, and you lean too much into the hard-nosed whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a delicate balance for a couple of these upcoming castings, DC and Marvel.
One thing that I hope that they're doing with the X-Men and Thunderbolts,
right,
that it really is an ensemble movie. It's a team movie. Because honestly, most of the X-Men movies that we have had so far is basically like they're Wolverine movies that feature other mutants as his side characters.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like that from that first X-Men movie, where it's like, we're gonna make Wolverine the center of this because he's the coolest.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a bad decision. It was a smart decision.
No, but
you take your coolest character and you put him in the center, but like, you got to make it a team movie to have everybody play off each other and get the audience to care about Cyclops just as much as they care about Wolverine, or see why they're both important to them.
Right.
You know?
But think about that era in the books too. Like 90s X-Men in that, it wasn't, Wolverine and everybody else. Like that was the first time they put him, Wolverine and the X-Men was after that in the animation. Like, that was kind of the pivot point. Like, yes, in the 90s, everybody loved Wolverine as part of X-Men, X-Men, the animated series. But he wasn't like him and then everybody else. He was part of the team.
Right. And like, he had a solo book.
Right.
And he was a very popular character, but it was the casting of Hugh Jackman and the movies that really put him front and center, separated him from the rest of the team in a way that not ruined the character, but like it was a little,
it made the character a little cliche.
But it also changed the dynamic of,
like, if you asked me this question, I would have written Wolverine down as my favorite superhero.
I guess it changed the public's perception of that character and his relationship to the X-Men and to the other mutants in general.
Yeah,
so
very much.
Anyway, that was not what we were supposed to talk about for as long as we did. Steve, you know what happened this past weekend that we didn't talk about last week at all?
This thing in San Diego
Comic-Con. It happened.
Yeah.
And you and I texted like the day after our last podcast. We were like, "Oh, that's happening this week,
right?
This weekend."
Yeah,
we did not talk about it at all. And I feel like in general there wasn't as much hype for it. I mean, Marvel sat out this year. There was no Lucasfilm. The only DC thing was a Peacemaker season 2 panel, which is cool, but it wasn't like there was no, here come all these big announcements. And even looking at the news out of it, there's some cool stuff, but there's nothing really knocked me out. Nothing was really like making the waves.
I mean, did you see the trailer for Aztec Batman?
I did. Yeah.
Didn't make the waves for you?
It was cool, but I don't know.
No, it looked good.
You know what I mean?
Just like, okay, cool.
Looks good. That's a different level of.
Yep.
I don't know. Is like, I'm trying to say this in a way that isn't like offensive to nerds, because I don't. Has San Diego Comic-Con peaked as, not as an event, not as a cultural, nerd mecca, not as an achievement for creators or whatever. Has it peaked as it's like societal or general pop like event? Do you know what I mean?
I think I
where
do.
like it's always been important to people that are in the community, in the comic community, the genre community. Like it's always been and always will be very important to people like you and me. But for like mainstream pop, like uh entertainment, you know,
We got a
has
Spinal
it
Tap 2
peaked? Is it
trailer at San
sorry,
Diego
what's that?
Comic-Con.
We got what?
The
Did you say?
Spinal Tap 2 trailer at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, Welcome to
Yeah.
Derry, like the It series on
Yeah.
HBO, debuted at
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con. Like, what?
Right.
Where are we with
I mean,
this? Like, we
years ago,
Marvel sits out and we get this.
yeah. And Comic-Con really blew up in like the last 10, 15 years as being like this, like not, you know, having it be more about just comics and superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, it became like you're saying, like you just networks, ABC is going to have a Lost panel. I remember like that happening
Right.
one year being like, wow, this is different now, you know?
Yeah. Amazon went
Um,
really heavy this year. Like, we got a new Gen V
yeah,
trailer, a
right.
bunch of Critical Role stuff. I think a new spin-off show for that, Mighty Nine.
Yeah. So like cool
yeah.
stuff for sure. But I don't know. I'm not saying it's like not important, but it seems like maybe it's possible that mainstream audiences care less about what's happening at San Diego Comic-Con than they used to 5 years ago.
Right.
I could be wrong. Could just be my algorithm or my general feeling. Who knows? Who knows? Something we did get at San Diego Comic-Con. We got a new trailer for Peacemaker Season 2. Comes out at the end of August. And I don't have a ton to say about this trailer. It's really cool. It's very funny.
It looks Peacemaker.
I'm watching this show. It's Peacemaker. It looks awesome.
Like that whole interaction with them throwing the bottle of beer to Economos.
Yeah,
That just that was the show in a scene.
Uh-huh.
Like that's all I needed to see, and I'm back in.
Yep. Yep. You know, and James Gunn had said a long time ago that with like the DCEU transferring to the DCU and some things staying on and some things not.
Yep.
He mentioned that changeover will be addressed in Peacemaker Season 2, and I was like, how are they going to do that? But like, in Peacemaker Season 1, they introduced the idea that his dad has a laboratory that is in like a pocket dimension.
Right.
Not dissimilar to what we saw in Superman.
Yeah.
And now it seems like they're going to explore that pocket dimension in a way that they can walk into other dimensions where Peacemaker is like the most famous hero in the world, you know, and is very popular instead of being someone that nobody likes. That seems like a cool way to do it, I guess, to address the fact that there are multiverses, but doing it in a way where you're not building, you know, your entire phase or your entire next saga around multiverses. I don't know. Do it for comedy. Do it light and get in and get out. I hope that's what the show's doing anyway, not like kind of lingering on it. But looks good. Looks fun. Looks funny. I can't wait. I can't wait.
So does this basically mean like Disney, Marvel, Star Wars is just holding everything for D23?
The San Diego stuff?
Yeah.
You mean?
Like with them holding back from San Diego.
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's another Marvel movie that comes out between Fantastic Four and Doomsday Avengers, right?
Yeah.
So like until Dooms. What's that?
Well, Brand New Day is technically a Sony movie, but yeah.
Oh no, that comes out between the two Avengers movies.
No,
Doesn't
that
it?
comes out before that. That's the next Marvel movie, May of next year. And then November of next year, December of next year is Doomsday.
Oh, that's a shock. Oh, because they moved the Avengers movies, but they didn't move Spider-Man.
Right.
I felt like they was gonna
probably was supposed to move, but you know how that goes.
Well, I guess until Brand New Day and Doomsday have things to show or things to talk about, then I mean, I understand why they weren't at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, makes sense to me.
Right.
Well, and they didn't need to.
D23 will be August 29th through 31st. So Labor Day weekend, if they have anything big to drop, they can drop.
They can. I just don't know what else Marvel would announce. I feel like.
I mean, probably more on, like, at that point you're getting closer to a year out on Doomsday. You're getting, maybe we have some TV stuff we want to announce. I don't know. I'm just kind of
I don't know.
thinking. But
I don't know.
yeah, and then Star Wars, we haven't seen anything about Mandalorian and Grogu. I'd assume they're going to have something big on that, seeing that's less than a year away.
Trailer drop, yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope for a teaser at least. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because that filming is not wrapped.
They're done. I think that
Are they
movie,
wrapped?
I think that movie's done.
Yeah.
Or the filming's wrapped a long time ago. If
Right.
they're doing
Probably just
anything, it's
VFX.
still post. Yeah, which is good. Take your time. Something else that did not come out of San Diego Comic-Con but broke a few days before. Anna Nogueira, who's a name we've mentioned on this podcast before because she's working for DC Studios. She has written. You all right there? Uh-oh. Microphone
Working on this.
failure. Okay. Anna Nogueira is the writer of the next year's Supergirl movie. And James Gunn was really singing her praises after he announced that film was going to be the next one. Released from DC Studios. Now it is being reported and confirmed that Anna Nogueira has already written a draft of a planned Teen Titans film. And she needs to do a couple of revisions, which she will be working on while she begins to write the Wonder Woman film for DC Studios. I say begins, she's probably already writing it. That's my guess. A lot of times this news is confirmed later after things have already happened.
Right.
So James Gunn so hot on Anna Nogueira's script for Supergirl that it was the next greenlit film after Superman. And so hot on her as a writer that she's already banged out a Teen Titans film and is putting her on Wonder Woman, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Being one of the top 3 characters from DC. So that's very cool. And I got to say, Steve, I don't know if you remember this, but you and I, there was a time before James Gunn made his big first announcement about chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, that you and I were like, what do we think he's going to see? What do we think he's going to talk about? What do we want to see? What do we think he's going to talk about? One of the things I said was, I guarantee you they're going to make a Teen Titans movie. It would be stupid for them not to make a Teen Titans movie.
Yeah.
Didn't announce it, but guess what? Who was right? Me.
Yeah.
Me.
You nailed it. But I mean, you were spot on. Like, it's a demographic that hasn't been touched and a property that hasn't been touched outside of, animation.
Well, there was that live action Titans show.
Titans, but it wasn't
fine.
But it wasn't Teen Titans. And that's the difference. Is like, yes, it's a very different dynamic when they're, all 20 somethings that are established heroes and doing things. And,
they're already older and jaded or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Not as old as oh God, who played Bruce Wayne in that? Ian, the guy from Game of
Jorid
Thrones.
from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Which was great.
But like, yeah, I know, I loved it. But there's so many people at this point that have grown up with various animated incarnations of Teen Titans Go, or the previous show, serious versions of the characters, comedic versions of the characters. That's a built-in audience. You give me a team of Robin, Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, maybe you throw in Wonder Girl or something like that. You throw in another character just to spice it up. You're going to make a ton of money. You make it PG-13, make it like Superman so you can take a kid to see it. You're printing money. So that's happening, and that is very cool. One quick Marvel story. By the way, we are going to, after this one Marvel story, Steve and I are going to talk in depth about Fantastic Four, First Steps. We should have said that at the front of the episode.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the main thrust of this episode is going to be our thoughts on Fantastic Four. We're also going to talk about the Eisner winners, which is something that came out of San Diego Comic-Con. But before we get there.
The other thing I do want to mention before we get anywhere, I did get to see Superman for a second time.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Went with my son. He was dancing during the credits. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. He liked it?
Oh, he had a ball.
Awesome. Yeah.
that made me like that movie. The second viewing, and I talked to our friend Mike Geller
Yeah, man.
down at
Yeah.
Funky Town, and the two of us were texting back and forth about how that made us like the second viewing made us like it more. And I was like, oh,
Same.
Mike said that too. Yeah.
Same. And I loved it the first time.
Right.
And I loved it even more the second time.
Yeah.
I was like, this movie makes me feel great. I
Yeah.
love everything about it. It's really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great. I'm glad that your son liked it. I'm glad you got to see it again.
Yeah.
Something I think I'm looking forward to this. I can't really tell.
I
But
didn't
we
even
got a
see
new
the trailer for it, but I think I
Oh.
am. I think, like you said, I think I'm looking forward to it.
I think I'm looking forward to this. There's an animated series called Eyes of Wakanda that was announced a while ago. Its release date was supposed to be later this year. It got moved up. It's coming out Friday. This Friday, August 1st. New release date, and a trailer dropped this week as well. It's a different style of animation than like Marvel's been using for like the What Ifs and those animated series, Marvel, the zombies thing or whatever that they're doing. It's more kind of like, traditional, not traditional, but like Disney 3D animation, It's got a little bit of a cooler kind of look to it and a flair to it. It's only a 4-episode miniseries, which means I'll probably watch it. I can get through 4 episodes of anything, unless it's really bad.
Right.
Or
It's not
really
secret. There's no Kugler's on top of this. There's no chance it's Secret Invasion.
Right. Although, not to sidetrack, Ironheart not hitting for me. It's like real struggle for me to get through Ironheart. I may have abandoned it.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I don't know, man.
So
I'm
I
just
ended up
not
finishing it, and
connecting with it at all.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty solid thing.
You did finish it?
Yeah, and I thought the
Okay.
whole arc and everything like worked out pretty well.
Okay.
Is it an A+? No. Is
Yeah.
it a solid like? It's definitely not in the upper pantheon of those shows that we were like, well, we have zero expectations for this, and it turned out really good.
Yeah.
This I had zero expectations for, and it turned out fine.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
it sets things
just
in motion in the future too, and there's something to be said for
right.
that.
I
so.
know there's enough of
Yeah,
can't avoid the
I had it
reveal, the
spoiled by
twist
the
that
time
happened at the
I
end,
saw it too, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
it's not okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just not hitting for me.
Yeah, I'd say get through it, like, because you're like I was. You were like right around either episode 4 or 5, right?
No, I think I'm like in episode 3 still.
Oh, okay. So the back half of it definitely picks up in the back half too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Brian,
yes,
Brian
Ryan
also
Coogler,
confirms that he
executive
thought it ended
producer.
well, so
Okay, good. Ryan Coogler, executive producer of Eyes of Wakanda. And like Steve said, I trust that guy for sure. So I don't really know what this is about though. It seems like a prequel. I don't see like any recognizable characters really.
Yeah.
I barely even see a Black Panther until the end. I feel like someone looks like a Black Panther. But is this the origin of the Black Panther? Like,
I don't know. I haven't
name?
looked enough at the show. It's one of those where I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was coming out next year. I completely forgot.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
Year.
I thought we had a lot more time to go on it, but then I think it was later this year, but it got moved up pretty significantly, I think. There was one shot in a trailer of somebody wearing
it's the Secrets and History of Wakanda.
Okay. Secret History of Wakanda. There's one shot in the trailer of a character that's wearing some kind of mask that kind of looks like Iron Fist. I don't know if you're skimming through the trailer or you got there, but it's like yellow with like the big white eyes.
Right.
And it's like bigger,
but it's still Iron Fist.
It's not just like the bandana around the head, but like it's very stylized like Iron Fist. And I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but that'd be cool. And that's it. So should we breeze through should we breeze through do you want to do Fantastic Four now, or do you want to save that till the end so we can do spoiler stuff? Like, do you want to bang through Eisner winners and comic stuff and then come back to Fantastic Four? Or do you want
Here's what we'll do. Let's do a spoiler-free Fantastic Four now, and then we'll finish the episode, and then we'll hit the spoilers on 4.
Okay.
So,
sounds good.
So to set the stage, Fantastic Four debuted this weekend. Mike and I both were able to see it. The
Mhm.
opening weekend numbers are in for it. When you compare it to Superman, it came within 2 million of exactly mirroring what Superman did.
Nice. Pretty close.
Which I'll throw it out there. That totally makes sense in my brain because I like this movie just about as much as Superman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I liked it. I did not like it. I don't think nearly as much as I like Superman, but just
Right.
whatever. I thought it was really good. I thought, okay, yeah, no spoilers till the end.
Right.
I thought Pedro Pascal was excellent, and I thought Vanessa Kirby was excellent.
Completely blew my expectations of what Pascal was going to do out of the water.
I thought the characterizations of all four characters was very good.
Yep.
Reed and Sue
Yep.
are clearly the focus. Like, yes, it's Fantastic Four, but the two of them are the main characters, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're the performers that really have to nail it, and they do. I think they have great chemistry together, the two of them.
Yeah.
The thing that I kept thinking during the movie, which like not limited my enjoyment, but like brings my like rating down a little bit. And part of the reason I was really excited to see it is when I heard that it was less than 2 hours long.
Right.
I was like, whoa, this is going to be great. I feel like it was a little choppy sometimes. I think there was some strange editing choices, and it really seemed like there are a couple areas, and we'll talk about it at the end of the pod in depth and detail. It seemed like there were a couple areas where I feel like there's probably a lot that got left on the cutting room floor, like a lot of more like fleshing out of certain things.
Yeah.
That I guess I would have appreciated. They do a good job like giving characters enough time to be like giving enough character interaction. It's not just like wall to wall CGI action spectacle stuff. Like it's like some good character stuff.
And it's not too much
even sometimes in
exposition
that,
either.
What's that?
It's like it's not too much exposition either. It's a nice balance of
you
learn the character development comes from action, not from like somebody telling you something. Outside of, you get the initial intro, like quick dirty intro, and then you're into it.
Yeah. I did like, this is not a spoiler, I really liked that the movie was not about their powers or what they can do. They were just people that happen to have these powers that have to deal with a different situation. But it's not about like, how can I need to burn so hot that I can do this, or I need to stretch farther than I've ever stretched before, or anything. It's not that. Which I feel like sometimes Marvel movies can feel like that, where
100%.
it's more about the power set and less about the characters. So I think they did a good job of making me care about the character, the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
which is what they needed to do.
It's the first time Marvel's first family has felt like a family in film.
1000%. Like I believed, all four of them were very good together. Like I believed that they were a family. I believed that they cared about each other.
This is easily the best Johnny we've seen too. And that's saying a lot, seeing Michael B. Jordan played Johnny Storm at one point, and Chris Evans.
Right. But this character was written much better.
Oh, 100%.
Much better. Yeah.
Also, props to Julie Garner on the Silver Surfer. And
yeah, great.
For anyone who's questioning the Shia LaBeouf thing, they make perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Like, okay, that explains exactly why it's this version of the Surfer.
Yeah, for sure.
Ralph Ineson as Galactus is terrifyingly amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, I think it was a very good movie and probably the best Marvel movie we've seen since Endgame that isn't named Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, it's not my favorite movie of all time, but it is leaps and bounds beyond a lot of what we've seen, in my opinion, what we've seen from Marvel since Endgame. Like I would put it up, like it's not as good as Guardians 3, but it's in the same ballpark as like Thunderbolts or something like that. That I
Oh,
really,
okay.
I like really liked Thunderbolts. You know what I mean? So like, I like this movie a lot, and I think it's gonna be a thing where if I see it again, I'll like it more. But
Right.
I just have some.
The other thing
The
to
pacing
note
of it is not straight.
for people who haven't seen it, the one thing I've noticed is it hits people that are parents very differently than it hits people that aren't.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yeah.
about that until I was watching it, and
Yep.
Our good friend Jesse from the shop put out a review where I think he gave it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
When I think he was just like, it fell way short of what he was thinking, and I'm like, I thought about it as I was finishing. I was watching with another friend of ours that is also a parent, and I'm like, this hit way different because we're parents, didn't it? It's like, yeah, it probably did.
Yeah. Like as at times, I mentioned some things that made me feel negative. I'm trying not to say anything like that's spoilery. There are times when I felt it was a little disjointed, or like I wasn't as like immersed in it. But at the same time, because of the things that you are referencing, this movie made me emotional.
Oh, 100%.
Like a couple times.
This movie made me more emotional than Superman did. And Superman
put not true for me, but
but like Superman put me on edge multiple times. I mean, I was okay. Can't spoil that movie either, but there are scenes where I was actively sitting there crying in the theater in Superman, and this movie hit me as much or more from an emotional standpoint than that.
Cool. Awesome.
So
I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah.
Spoiler
when we can open
in
this
like
up.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our spoiler-free review of Fantastic Four. If you have seen it, Fantastic Four: The First Steps.
Yes.
Which I still think is a strange.
Yeah. Brian saw it twice, and apparently the second time was even better than the first. So similar to what happened with both of us with Superman.
Yeah, I bet I can tell that it will be the next time I see it.
You lose the spectacle, and you can actually watch the movie. That's what I've determined.
Yeah, well, it's like I said the same thing for Superman, and this was like less for me, but similar to Superman, this Fantastic Four movie is a movie we've been talking about forever. We've been talking about Fantastic Four longer. I feel like we knew that Marvel was making a Fantastic Four movie before we knew that James Gunn was making it.
Yes, we did.
Right? So we've been talking about this movie specifically for a very long time. So like I said in our Superman review, it's hard for me to be turning off my nerd brain and like, oh, okay, this is going to be the thing. Yep. I remember Steve and I talked about that they announced this one time. Okay, this is this guy, like.
Oh, I remember that from the
figuring
trailer.
Things out.
I saw that from
exactly.
This,
trying to like piece things together. When are we going to see the giant feet walk down the city? Stuff like that. So,
or like Ben hitting the pillars out and all that. Yeah.
Right. So anything like that is like, I definitely need to see it again because it's just been this one thing in my head for 4 years.
This is what happens when you talk about this week in, week out.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it really is. Anyway, we will talk in depth spoiler Fantastic Four review at the end of this podcast, which is just moments away, folks.
To close the non-spoiler review section, I would say both Mike and I will 100% say go see this movie. Because
definitely,
damn good
Multiverse
movie.
Report, hot on Fantastic Four: The First Steps for sure, big time. Go see it. And speaking of comic books, something that does happen at San Diego Comic-Con every year is the Eisner Awards.
I was going to say the only comic thing that happened at Comic-Con, it seems like.
And I feel like normally, Steve, you and I will spend the bulk of an episode like reading all the nominees and then the bulk of the next episode going over the winners. But we didn't do the nominees, and we have some of the winners. I just chose some of the bigger categories and the more impressive ones, I guess.
To the point that I forgot they announced them at Comic-Con, and I put in our headline Eisner noms, not Eisner winners.
Yeah. So best new series went to Absolute Wonder Woman by Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman.
Not even the best of the Absolute series.
I know. See, that's what I've heard. Like,
it is good.
I've heard clearly.
I really enjoy it, and I mean, hell, I like a lot of the things Thompson's been doing, but
Yeah.
Like compared to Absolute Martian Manhunter, it's like I don't know.
Sure. Well, I guess we don't know when the cutoff is for the Eisners
That's
because
true. 'Cause
Martian
that's
Manhunter
only
came
got
out
that was the
after
second.
Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
so could have missed it. Maybe it'll be next year.
Yeah.
And if it's any indication from the artist that won Best Limited Series this year, maybe it will show up in the Eisners next year because Best Limited Series 2025 was Zatanna Bring Down the House by Mariko Tamaki and Javier Rodriguez.
Which
Javier Rodriguez, the same artist on Absolute Martian Manhunter.
and I think both of us sang the praises of this series when it came out. Absolutely.
Holy crap! I'm so excited that this won Best Limited Series. This was my pick of the year last year at our end of the year wrap up. This is my favorite comic series of the year.
Yep.
And again, I didn't even know it was nominated because I didn't look at the nominees because I haven't heard anything about San Diego Comic-Con. But anyway, very excited to see that this won. I have the collected edition. It's gorgeous. And Javier Rodriguez is just an incredible artist.
Yeah.
So very happy for that. Best continuing series, something I've never heard of ever.
No, same.
Santos Sisters by Greg and Fake, Graham Smith, Dave Landsberger, and Mark Kopernov. Published by Floating World. I've never heard of this series.
Nor that publisher.
I don't know anything about it. And it just won Best Continuing Series, an Eisner Award.
And it looks like I'm looking at the covers. It looks like an Archie book.
Wow.
This is okay. All right. We're on to something.
All right.
Here. So
Congratulations to
I'm sharing
Santos Sisters.
The Santos Sisters covers on our. But
cool.
Yeah.
Best coloring went to good old Jordi Belair for Absolute Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America, Nice House by the Sea, and many more. Best penciler/inker or penciler/inker team went to Bilquis Evely for her work on Helen of Windhorn from Dark Horse. Bilquis Evely is also the main artist on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Right.
A book I highly recommend everybody reads. Best lettering, of course, going to go to Clayton Cowles. That guy's everywhere.
Yep.
For his work on Animal Pound, FML, Helen of Windhorn, Absolute Batman, Batman and Robin, Birds of Prey, all this stuff. And a story called Lunar New Year Love Story that, again, I have also never heard of. Lunar New Year Love Story by Jean Lun Yang and Liyun Pham won Best Graphic Album, Best Publication for Teens, and Best Writer.
Huh.
So, again,
apparently
never heard of it. Never heard anybody mention it. And cleans up at the Eisners.
Hey.
Best Writer. Lunar New Year Love Story. Gonna have to check that out. Clearly, a YA kind of thing, but it wins Best Writer. It's got to be doing something right.
It was, for the record, it was also a NPR Best Book of the Year, a Kirkus Best Book of the Year, a School Library Journal Best Book of the Year, a Book List Best Book of the Year, a Shelf Awareness Best Book of the Year, and a Horn Best Book of the Year.
Okay.
So
guess
apparently,
I have to check out Lunar New Year Love Story.
Brian, you should put this in the library for the kids.
Yeah, I think you should. It's a very well acclaimed book. Cool. So yeah, congratulations, Eisner winners. Sorry that we did not report on you feverishly, as we usually do when you were nominated. Steve, do you have a comic book to review this week?
I do, Mike. Do you?
I do.
Whoa.
I actually do. Isn't that crazy?
It is. What do you got?
Crazy. I have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring.
Nice.
Number 1. This is like a second volume, I guess, or a second run of
like
Where Nobody Sees
spin-off
stories.
type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, spin-off or continuation with a subtitle. Sequel series, maybe. That's what I have.
Nice.
And I thought it was really good. I had never read. I know you read Beneath the Tweez. I keep saying tweez. What's up with Beneath the Tweez? I can't say trees. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. You read or reviewed 1 or 2 of them, I think.
Yeah, I reviewed
last year.
the first couple last year.
Yeah.
When they came, it was like I think Jesse got like the 3rd or 4th printing and was like, "This thing's moving. Check it out."
Yeah.
And it was absolutely disturbingly delicious.
Yeah, and that's what this is. The way your review of it, the way you talked about it, made me think that I would like it, and man, I really do. Um, I think it's really, really good. This is a book by, where's the credit page? I can read your names. I can't find the credit page. It's by Horvath and Ostami Ihalu.
Yeah, Patrick
I don't know their
Horvath.
first names. Okay, Patrick Horvath. Um, yeah, and because we were talking about it when we were hot on Dwelling, when we
Yeah.
were listening
Yep.
or reading a lot of Dwelling. Dwelling was coming out, and it's not dissimilar. The tone is different,
Right.
but it's anthropomorphic
Cute
animals.
that
Cute animals. I guess Dwellings isn't animals. Dwellings is just cute kids and people drawn like that. But this
Right.
is like anthropomorphic animals, but telling a very human story and a dark human story. They're just working their jobs. They're not doing cute Disney animal things. They're just, working at a copy center. And, this one main character is an adult duck who's been spending the last 8 years searching for her missing brother, who may or may not be murdered, and trying to find him. Now, there is an introduction of a character at the end of the story, and the way it's written makes me think that if I had read the first arc of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, I would be like, whoa, that person. But
without
I
that
can't
foresight, there's no.
Yeah, it's like
the
this
callback
last
doesn't
page.
hit.
I'm like, should I read this as menacing or should I read this as innocent? I don't know. But I guess I kind of like not knowing at the
There
same
you go.
time. So yeah, I dig this. It's kind of like, it's not as gory as maybe the one that you read. There's
Right.
definitely some in it for sure. You can see this character has blood-stained
literal
paws.
blood-stained hands. Yep.
Yeah. But it's more of just the story of this woman and what her life has been like as she abandoned the rest of her life to devote to finding her brother. And it's really interesting. It's like a very human story, just with, it's a
Right.
duck talking to a bulldog, talking to a bear. It's strange, but it's very arresting. It's very engaging, and I'm very interested to find out what happens to it. So, 2 thumbs up for Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. What do you got
there you go.
this week, Steve?
I have Vampirella Armageddon #1.
Whoa, nice.
Why car or why camera?
Why car? Why car camera?
Why car?
Vampirella Armageddon. Dope.
Yeah. So this is written by Tom Snagowski and Cuber Bale. Colors by Omi Ramalante Jr. and letters by Jeff Heckleberry. Overall, it is going to cause my camera to do very, very stupid things. But I have never read a Vampirella story in general.
Sure.
But as you can imagine, it's, a lot of Vampirella, looking like Vampirella interacting with various creatures of the night, if you will. Lots of werewolves and etc. It did announce a Harley Quinn Elvira combo coming up.
I saw that. Pretty awesome. Yeah.
But, some decent action. The art is not particularly my bag, but it's, I could see it working well for some people. Overall, the story is not much story. It's a lot of just what you would expect out of a Vampirella book. The
TNA and violence is what you're saying.
The biggest takeaway from this, as noted by Jesse as well, though, is if you are down to Funky Town Comics and Vinyl, they are now able to get Dynamite and Boom. So
awesome.
Select Boom titles, and I think Select Dynamite, but they can stock Something These Killed the Children now, and Vampirella, and all sorts of exclusives from these new, assuming, long story short, but for as long as it will last, and hopefully the money in the comic distribution business gets sorted out, because they're really getting screwed by a couple different distributors. mostly Diamond.
Yeah.
That that's now an option for a lot of these titles that we were looking for. I just picked up the latest run of the Amory Wars, the
cool.
Coheed and Cambria tie-in comic there that Claudio Sanchez writes, because they can get it now. So why not?
Nice.
So
Awesome.
check them out for all your Dynamite and Boom needs now.
That's right. That's right. Now, truly a one-stop shop.
Yep.
For all your comic needs. This week, your local comic book store, you may find the following books: Batman, Long Halloween, Last Halloween, number 8. Bring on the Bad Guys, Loki, number 1. DC and Sonic the Hedgehog, number 5. DC, this is cool. DC does like a summertime anthology book a year. They're big. They've been big on the pun names lately.
That title is great.
DC's California Love. California Love, number 1. DuckTales, number 5. Flash, number 23. Gargoyles, Demona, number 2. G.I. Joe, number 7. Gotham City Sirens, Unfit for Orbit, 5. Incredible Hulk, 27. Justice League, Dark Tomorrow, Special, number 1. Marvel and Disney, What If Goofy Became Spider-Man, 1. Nightwing 2025 Annual, number 1. Savage Wolverine, 1. Sonic the Hedgehog, number 80. Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, Space Quest, number 3. Speed Racer, number 1. Spider-Man and Wolverine, number 3. Spider-Man versus the Sinister 16, number 1. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, Tides of Terror, number 1. Star Wars The High Republic, the finale, number 1. Terminator 9, The Thing, number 3. Thundercats Lost, number 4. Titans 2025 Annual, number 1. Ultimate Spider-Man 19, Ultimates 14, and Werewolf by Night, Blood Moon Rise, number 1. Lots of books.
It is a lot of books.
Week. Yeah.
Anything
I know you're dying to find out what would have happened if Goofy had become Spider-Man.
I actually am, solely for the fact that Sebastian has latched on to all those books.
Oh, okay. Good.
And
okay.
so I will end up picking that book up. Not for me, but for the other human in my house.
Can't wait to hear about it. Can't wait to hear about it.
That one, I don't know what would happen if Goofy became Spider-Man.
He would accidentally kill himself because he would just fall off of a building or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he'd just forget to, and then you'd hear the drop noise. Exactly.
Yeah. His classic yodely fall.
Yep. Like falling off the Matterhorn.
But would he though? No, because he'd have like the strength. He'd have the increased strength and invulnerability. Not total invulnerability, but Spider-Man heals quick and stuff like that. He'd have that, so he probably wouldn't kill himself, but he'd probably cause more harm than good, I guess I would say. If Goofy was Spider-Man, he'd be causing more harm than good.
And
they've trying to do good.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They've done pretty good at leaning into that, like the what was it? Was it Donald that became Iron Man or Captain America or whatever?
I don't remember.
They still like kept the characterization very well. Like they pulled it off in the end, but the trip to get there was very much what you would expect. And I'm like, all right, they did it accurately enough to make it worth reading and whatnot.
Cool.
The only, I think Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimates I'm still on. Werewolf by Night, like we're getting close to that time of year, man, where it's starting to creep back into
me too.
Yeah,
that spoke to me too a little bit.
And then so Spider-Man and Wolverine, I think you and I talked about it. I don't know if we did on the pod, but the 1 and 2 of that they've gotten me pretty good.
Oh, good.
So it's a unique interaction between Peter and Logan that you wouldn't have expected to see.
Yeah.
So
cool. Awesome. I'm excited for Batman Last Halloween. It's number 8 of 10, and I'm excited for it to be done so they can put it out in a trade and I can read it. I have not been reading it, but I would like to. Very much so.
In DC's California Love, does anyone have like a backwards bandana? Tupac style or
I hope so. I hope. At least on the cover. Give me a cover like that.
It's gotta be a variant.
It's gotta be a variant, right?
I'm sure.
Cool. Well, that's all I got. Should we talk spoilers for Fantastic Four for a little bit before we sign off here?
I think we probably should.
I agree. I'm dying to.
That would be a solid direction to take. What I would say before you either continue listening to us or take off is you should like and subscribe to our podcast in various forms. If you're on YouTube, check us out, subscribe. We're here weekly at like 9:45ish on Sunday nights or Monday nights, depending on what day works for life. Beyond that, we are found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your podcatcher of choice is. Feel free to leave us a review on that.
Yes.
And now,
please do.
It seems like Richard in the chat is quite excited for spoiler time on Fantastic Four. So,
Okay.
I believe this will be our.
Were we going to say the same thing?
Yep, we were
friendly
gonna say the same.
neighborhood spoiler warning. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. This is your friendly neighborhood spoiler warning. We're going to start talking about Fantastic Four: The First Steps. Spoiler review. Now.
All right. So, where do we start on this?
Okay, I'm going to start positive.
Okay.
Incredible sequence where they go to see Galactus and then have to escape, and she has the baby while they're escaping.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, that was like top tier for me. Action. I was like on the edge of my seat. I did not expect this to happen. I was like, she's either going to be pregnant the whole movie and have the baby at the end, or she's going to have the baby right at the beginning. And she had it at
You didn't
the beginning
expect
of the first act or second act. I mean, like, yeah, it was like, I just didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And I just was so, like, it was tense. There was like real tension there. Like, how are they going to get out of this? All four of them can't do it at the same time. Like, it was just really, really good. The effects looked great. It was just all cool. It was just cool. Like, Reed has to like think about two different things at the same time. You know what I mean? And he's like,
well, in actual stakes
really,
with like Ben having to actually pick up Johnny and bring him along with him. Of like, oh shit, we can't help Sue and Johnny and everybody at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. I just really loved Pedro Pascal as Reed Richard. I just thought he was so good. And it was like him, but also the way that he was written. Like, he's burdened by this genius. He's like, yes, I have these terrible thoughts all the time, and I have them so I can prevent them.
Yeah.
I was like, that is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly who he is. And you can certainly see a character like that getting away from himself, you know, or getting too obsessed with the work. I like that they didn't do that in this movie.
Right.
Like, I think part of the reason that I know I'm going to like it when I see it again is because I had expectations based on 3 previous Fantastic Four movies that I was like, well, they're going to do this. And one of those things I was like, well, they're going to make Reed slightly too obsessed with work in a way that, you know, Sue's mad at him or something. And it's not like I consciously even thought that. I just really expected it. And they didn't do that. They really understand each other. She really gets him as a
They did
person.
in the right way. They pointed it out and made it like, oh shit, Reed realizes that he's doing this, so he stops doing this.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It was like, oh,
he's self-aware enough.
Right. They had a conversation and things actually changed. It's like a
Changed.
real world thing. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because I was worried they were going down that rabbit hole after that first conversation between Reed and Sue, like when they announced it, and it's like, oh no, they actually worked it out, and yeah, he's still building the crib, and he's still doing this, and he's still doing everything else all at the same time,
right?
Instead of neglecting X to do Y.
Yeah, like there was never a hint of him not thinking that her being pregnant or Franklin was the most important thing to him. You know what I mean? Yep. There was never like a, well, but I need to do this last. It was all like he always put his family first, as like difficult as it was for him. Like, and I assumed, based on other Fantastic Four stories, like I assumed that was going to be a part of the plot, and it wasn't. But it's still, it's like they didn't have to lean on that to get his character across.
Right.
You know, to like really make him feel like an accurate portrayal of the character. It wasn't like, well, we got to make him kind of an asshole. And they didn't really. They made him very straight-laced, very
Yep.
straightforward, very like clinical, but they didn't make him mean,
Right.
which I really liked. And I really like that about all 4 of them. They do feel like a family. And yes, there's some like jokes back and forth between Ben and Johnny, but especially in like the first 2 Fantastic Four movies, like Ben and Johnny are like always bothering each other.
Right.
I feel like Ben cannot stand what a goofball Johnny is. And there's like some real antagonism between
Right.
the 2 of them. And this is just like, no, they like, sure, they like push each other a little bit, but they love each other.
Yeah, they're still actual friends.
They're still actual friends. They do feel like a family. And Johnny is portrayed as being smart.
Yeah, he's
not a
useful.
goofball.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's the first time
which they
Johnny
did-
Storm has been useful in any movie.
Yeah, and I think they did that in the Josh Trank one, the Michael B. Jordan one. But like, it's just so easy to make him a goofball, to give him that slot out on the, you know, in the team dynamic or whatever.
Right. Instead of what they gave him, which was the goofball plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
like,
funny,
oh, you're
but
a
also,
xenolinguist. Okay, cool.
yeah, I'm also super smart. This is like, I've said this before in this podcast, like, I love a movie where everybody gets to be smart and everyone gets to be good at their jobs.
Yep.
Because, like, you know, the way that Chris Evans plays Johnny in those first 2 movies is like, he was invited onto this rocket. Why? Why is he invited to get these cosmic rays blasted on him? He's an idiot. He doesn't care about this at all, and he should not be on this rock. I don't believe that he's for a second should be on this rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Evans plays his role from Scary Movie or whatever that the parody was there.
Not another
teen movie. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is that Ben isn't like he's not mad that he's a rock monster.
No.
He's not embarrassed. He's not just like, oh, I can't believe I gotta look like this, and you guys gotta look however you still look beautiful.
Well,
he's like, no, I've embraced being a rock monster.
Right.
And I walk around and I wave at kids and I lift the car and, you know, like, I'm a rock monster and I love it.
But
you know, maybe I don't love it. But
even
like,
though they do that, though, they show the tension and show, like, especially when he's interacting with, was it Rachel? Like, in my brain,
he's nervous
with
around
Natasha
Lyonne. Sure.
I was when she said her name, I was like, she didn't say Alicia Masters. God damn it.
I know. Yeah. I was like, Alicia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shouldn't her name be Alicia?
but you know, like, they conveyed it where he is comfortable in his skin but still worried about it. Like, you could still tell.
Sure. Yes.
When he's interacting with non-kids and the family.
But I think like I took that the awkwardness that he felt with Natasha Lyonne.
Yep.
Or the nervousness or like the, well, you know,
right.
This is what I look like. It wasn't like.
It wasn't the over the top they've done in the past.
Right. But to me, it was less of like, oh, I'm hideous, and more just like, is she into me?
Right.
I look like this. Does she know I look like this? Like,
yeah. Yep.
Like
exactly.
more like awkward surprise kind of like, whoa, wait, is she hitting on me right now? Like,
right.
I'm a rock monster. She shouldn't be doing this.
So I just picked up
but
a
still,
car.
like,
come on.
Yeah. It's just like they're playing a different note. You know what I mean? They don't have to do the oh, woe is me, Ben Grimm kind of thing. Feel sorry for me kind of thing.
Yeah, Ben Grimm doesn't have to be emo. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's smart. Everyone's good at their jobs.
Yeah.
Love that about this movie. Very, very. I was gonna say not surprised, but just I don't even know how to say it. Vanessa Kirby, very attractive woman.
Oh yeah.
Very, very gorgeous woman. Has
actually,
eyes the size of a golf ball, like the biggest eyes in Hollywood.
I think you said that in the movie too. I was like, I've seen Vanessa Kirby in a lot of things.
Yeah,
they worked. This worked.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she's gorgeous. I don't know. Everyone looked great. Everyone looked really good. The including
Sorry.
I was gonna throw it to Silver Surfer.
I was literally just gonna say, like,
Okay,
the
great.
CGI on the Surfer was,
Really
and
good.
like the ability to actually capture, because sometimes in CGI, like facial animations and that are lost a little.
Yeah.
Like they nailed whatever Julia Garner was trying to convey via face or acting. Like it still held up.
Yeah, I agree. And I saw like there was some Galactus stuff that was like very CGI-y.
There was
to
a
me,
couple of
kinda
Ben
like
moments too, and I was like, you know what,
Marvel.
you can only
Yeah,
do so much. Like,
you can only do so much. It really looked like they put a big focus on the Silver Surfer, though,
right.
which I think is smart because that's clearly more of an emotional
Yeah.
character, has to convey more. So like that really had to shine, and I
Yeah.
think it did. I think
Well,
she
and
looked great.
Galactus and Ben, like, there's a couple of moments where I noticed them, and it's like, but it wasn't anything egregious that pulled you out of the movie. It wasn't
Right.
like
Yeah.
wasn't like the logs in Moon Knight or something where you're just like, oh,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
that's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for a second, Galactus looks like a computer animation and
Right.
not a full giant planet-eating man. I really liked how they did Galactus and how they didn't make him just 10 times the size of a planet.
Right.
They just made him very big, like kaiju
Right.
sized. They just made him Godzilla sized or
Right.
whatever.
He was a kaiju with
he's-
a giant ship that can eat planets.
Yeah.
That
And the
funnels
ship
it
is what
into him.
destroys the planet and funnels everything in so he can eat it. Exactly. Yeah. I was like, that's great. And I love that they didn't show him like cartoonishly taking a bite out of a like when
Like
he
a
first
cookie?
landed
Yeah.
in Battery Park and like scooped up the earth. I was like, is he just gonna like throw that into his
Yeah.
mouth like popcorn? Like, and I was like, I had that thought, and then I was like, do I want him to do that or do I not want him to do
Right.
that? Like, I can't really
Will
tell.
that
if
make
I
it
like
better
that
or
not.
worse?
Yeah, but he didn't do it, so I didn't have to discover that. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple editing things, like I mentioned, that stuck out for me. There's like an example where they're showing you like two things at once as a way to thin out the story, not thin out this, but like just cut off the
Streamline it.
running time, like
Yeah.
touch on multiple plot points. But there's like a scene where they're evacuating the city, or they're evacuating everybody down to
Mole Town.
the underworld, Mole Man Town.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Subterranean.
and
Sorry.
Subterranean. And they show Ben going to meet Rachel.
Yep.
But then also the next time we see Rachel, she has been evacuated also. So it's like, wait, is this happening at the same time? Like they just want to like show us, it was just this.
So my
yeah.
brain said to that, like, Ben went to warn them to go, like, personally went to warn her to go. But I could see where that's a little, like where it's like, oh, Ben's there with her. Oh, she's down there.
Yeah, there was like one other
Yeah, because
time.
it was like
where
she was
I
getting,
could
you see
just
her
tell,
getting off the bus or whatever. Right
it, like,
after that.
works.
Almost.
Yeah, like it doesn't destroy the movie. It
Right.
accomplishes what they want to accomplish. But for me, I just knew, I was like, oh, they did that to trim the runtime.
Uh-huh.
Like, this is a way to get it less.
Right.
But honestly, I would have kind of liked it if it was a little bit longer, because although they are giving those character moments and conversations between two characters that aren't about necessarily the plot of the movie, which I really liked, it seemed like those conversations could have breathed a little more,
Yeah.
or there's times where the movie I felt like needed to catch its breath and it didn't get a chance to catch its breath.
And that's actually very similar. Like in Superman, I even watching it a second time, there was still a couple things where I'm like, yeah, they brought it down under 2 hours.
Yeah, moved
they
real quick.
coulda,
Well, Superman is like 210 or something, 209 or 210, and like
Yeah.
I think Fantastic Four needed to be 210, 215. Like it didn't need much.
Right.
It wouldn't have needed much for me.
Both of them could have done with like Fantastic Four probably could have done with like 10 minutes more, and Superman maybe 5. Like there wasn't a ton out
Sure.
of either of those
Yeah.
movies but yeah, 4 definitely
Yeah.
needed a little bit more breathing room.
I would take more of both those movies. For sure.
100%.
Like both movies would not have crumbled over an additional 5 to 10 minutes for
Yeah.
sure.
That said, I would not want to see a director's cut of either of those movies.
I agree. I would be interested in a longer cut of Fantastic Four more than I would be interested in Superman, because it really felt like to me that there was a lot missing from the Ben and Rachel
Yep.
storyline because nothing really happened there.
I think that
But,
was
like, you don't-
more a setup. But if you're gonna set it up for the future, why is she not Alicia?
Give us true, yeah. Or if you're just gonna make it be Rachel, fine, but like give us a little bit more
Right.
there. Also, the Mole Man stuff, I feel like there's probably more with that character.
Yeah.
I liked the way they used him.
Did you
Um,
see Did you notice the Easter egg when they first announced them fighting Mole Man? That it was them fighting the monster from
front
the cover on the
yeah. Yep. I would have liked more of that. I would have
Oh,
liked that scene to go longer. I was like, I want to see
Yeah.
them fighting a monster. There was one other time where it felt like to me that there's probably a lot on the cutting room floor, but there's just a few times when I just, like I said, I just felt like it could have breathed a little more. But that being said, it's a pretty talky movie. Like, it's not like
right.
action scene after action scene after action scene. There's like the intro, which isn't really action. It's just kind of like some backstory. I like how they did the origin of just hearing the audio. That was cool.
Yep.
That was really cool. Because
Well,
it
and
also makes sense
also-
they wouldn't be filming it. Why
Right.
would they be filming it?
Even
you
that
know?
first even the first intro to all of them on the like using the Ed Sullivan show as like how they or Ted Gilbert show as how they all like, oh, you all know them from blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, and then they just disappear. Like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that
Um,
perfectly encapsulated like, here's your quick origin. All right, go.
Yeah. But you get like, it's not even an action scene, but like the arrival of the Silver Surfer.
Yep.
And then the first action scene is them launching the rocket, but doesn't even become an action scene until they're escaping Galactus. And then there isn't really anything until the Surfer starts blowing up the tripod things.
Yeah.
And then the thing at the end, like the thing at the end is the most action there is in the whole movie. Very talky
It's
in a way that I kind of liked. Again, it wasn't like,
yeah,
it didn't feel like, where's my action scene?
because I saw it on Friday and you saw it on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think after I saw it on Friday, I texted you and Matt saying it was like, I enjoyed it probably as almost as much as Superman, but it's a very, very different movie.
It's very different.
And it's hard to compare and contrast the two just because of like Superman is truly an action movie.
Sure.
And this is like an action drama. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But part of the reason I liked it is that I feel like I read this recently and it kind of like clicked for me. I don't remember where I read it, so I can't credit anybody, but
Yep.
I feel the Fantastic Four are more like adventurers than they are superheroes, you know?
Yeah.
So I really liked that part of this movie was them having to go to space to investigate something and then come back and stop it. And it wasn't like, we are stopping an alien invasion or whatever, like the Avengers. It wasn't that
Right.
kind of like fight at the end. It was like, we got to figure out how to get this one thing through this one thing.
Right.
I don't know. It was just like, it just felt so much more like the Fantastic Four that I know, or that I like,
Yes,
I guess.
exactly.
Adventurers is certainly a loose term, but it just makes so much more sense to me. Like, they're not the X-Men.
Right.
They're adventurers. They're scientists.
Right. I mean, they've had
You
whole
know?
arcs where they literally just launch off into space and go find something with
Yeah.
the Future Foundation.
Right. Exactly.
That's what they're doing.
Exactly.
And the introduction of the Future Foundation in this was great. Like,
Very cool. Yep.
again, very like sets the stage for what it becomes and that whole thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. Like
Yeah, for sure.
we're onto something here.
Yep. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know if I have anything else. Like, I liked it. It was really good. I would like to see it again.
Yeah.
And hopefully the things that I didn't like about it feel less important.
I would assume a lot of the cut stuff probably will, and a lot of like the stuff where your critiquing brain kicked on.
Yeah.
Like, now that you know it's there, it's probably not going to jar you as much.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So
I mean, eventually we'll talk about the post-credit sequence. We're probably close to that, but
yeah, no, I'm ready. Sure.
did you notice? Never mind. Richard just brought it up in the chat.
This is the mid-credit sequence, I assume, because the post-credits was
correct.
Like just
The post-credits
nothing,
was awesome, but also nothing.
It was awesome, but also
the through all of the interactions with the rest of the world, did you see who was missing at every single one of them?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yep. And I went, whoa, and my
Yep.
son went, what? And I was like, don't worry about it.
Find out later.
Like, I can't explain it to you while the movie is going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no way you're going to figure this one out.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, that was the nice thing about watching Superman with my son in a theater with 3 other people.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime he had a question, I was like, well, nobody's going to care.
Yeah,
We'll give him a quick Cliff Notes, call it a day.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
When it's a packed theater, it was you're probably a little hairier.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, watching Latveria show up at all, or not show up at all of the world functions was, I guess, very telling at this point.
Yeah, I agree. So. And at that moment will definitely hit harder for people after more story.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Post-credits?
Cool.
Or mid-credits?
Post-credit scene. Yeah, I'm good for post-credit scene. Yeah. So I wasn't sure.
Actually, hold on. 30-second timeout on that. Franklin.
Okay.
Thoughts on Franklin?
Sure.
And how they did. Like, I guess, go Franklin first, and then I'll bring something else up.
I mean, I'm not so familiar with Franklin as a character.
Yeah.
So I am wide open as far as how they portray, like, what he can do or his,
Franklin
his
is
power set or
literally the
whatever.
most powerful being in existence.
Yes,
he
I know
can
that much.
create universes.
Right.
He can do whatever the hell his brain comes up with.
Okay.
With a weirdly diminishing power set as he uses the power more and more. I don't know if that's been retconned at this point, but there was definitely a stretch where as he would tax himself, like, he could do less and less powerful things.
Okay.
So
that's kind of a cool way to give him a weakness.
Right. Yeah, it was I mean, it makes sense and it works. Like, if he could just do everything all the time, then whatever.
Nothing's stopping him. Yeah.
You end up with what most people think Superman is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But you have shown me the light. I appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
But so the one thing I wondered how it would hit with people that didn't know Franklin's power set or how powerful this kid was the Deus Ex Machina of him saving Sue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, how did that hit for someone who doesn't necessarily know how ridiculously stupid Franklin is?
Yeah, I don't know. I pretty quickly realized what was going to happen. And I guess that's the thing. Like, I thought the back half of this movie was kind of predictable.
Yeah, it was definitely it wasn't
you know,
as bad as a lot of them, but it was definitely a Phase
Big
3
time.
Marvel or third act Marvel issue.
It was still really entertaining, and I enjoyed it. But it was
Right.
like, what, is Galactus going to win?
Right.
No.
It was very much what Endgame was. Like the Act 3 and Endgame, where you're just like, all right, I'm going to enjoy the ride to get there. I know where this goes, but all right, let's go.
Sure. What was I going to say about that? But the so I called that Franklin was going to be the one to bring Sue back. Although I am a sucker for making me think a character is going to die in like any movie. In any comic book movie, I'm always just like, because I mean, I should know. Of course they're not going to die. But I always am a sucker for it because I always kind of want them to have the guts to be killing this character.
Right.
You know? But I was like, killing pretty much the only female member of your cast
who has carried this movie.
Has carried this movie in her first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're probably not going to kill Sue Storm. So I was like, okay, well then Franklin is going to have the power to bring her. Well, they let that hang for a while. They took their time. I was like, that's why I was still kind of like,
as soon as Reed put him down, I was like, well, she's back.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's back.
Richard brought up a good point in the chat. in that final battle, he was saying that he's very glad that it was Sue pushing Galactus and ultimately
very
the Surfer instead
Yeah.
of like him just tripping into the portal or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, Surfer coming in and doing the right thing at the end sets up actual Silver Surfer in the future.
Right. Yeah.
Like no longer the Herald. Let's move this along, and we'll see where that goes or what happens there. Plus, you know,
Yeah.
the Shala Ball thing, you know, we alluded to it earlier, but them showing her entire backstory and, you know, her sacrificing herself to become the Herald,
Right.
similar to, I mean, she did the same thing Norrin Rad did back in the day, and it being 848 or Earth 848, maybe Norrin Rad is the, you know, whatever the hell designation Earth the MCU is. Was it 9999 or something?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. 616 is comics. Yeah.
Right. That maybe Norrin Rad is the Surfer
28
in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Speaking of that, that's one thing that I was kind of surprised they didn't do.
What's that?
Is give them a window or a way to get into the main Marvel universe.
Right, because we saw at the end of Thunderbolts that they're there.
We saw a ship at the end of Thunderbolts.
We saw that ship, like their ship.
So what? I mean, that's just more plot you have to get through in Doomsday. Like I figured that they would like give us that in a
like
or hint at it or something at a post-credit scene. Like mid-credit scene you want to introduce Doom, fine, but then post-credit scene give us like I don't know. That's why part of me was like maybe Galactus is gonna win, and they have to abandon the planet.
Well, it's Brian earlier in the chat mentioned that like from the get-go he thought that Earth was a goner, like that 848.
Yeah.
Which
part of me did too.
Did you pick up the? I did not, but did you pick up the Earth 848 reference?
Well, it's 828
or 828.
It was Kirby's birthday.
Yeah. I saw that after the fact. Cool. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm glad they did that.
In the quote, did you see at the end of the credits? There was a quote from Jack Kirby that came up.
Yeah,
and they
had his dates, and I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah, it said 828, and then the numbers split apart, and the rest of the dates faded in. It was cool.
Nice. Yeah. I'm just glad that they actually embraced Kirby, too. Like,
yeah. I like that they put a quote from him at the end there. For sure, that's cool. I forgot what else I was gonna say. Oh, post-credit scene, I guess.
No, Richard has a interesting take on the Thunderbolts post-credit scene.
Oh, okay.
That he thinks it's the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four, and that the ship in the post-credit scene had 4 thrusters, and this movie had 3 thrusters. So maybe because in Doomsday we do know like the Fox X-Men cast is coming back. Like maybe in Doomsday it's the other shittier versions of the 4, or at least one of them, and then the real ones show up or something like that.
I guess I doubt that's going to happen because I feel like we're getting Fox X-Men because we don't have any new X-Men yet. They just introduced their Fantastic Four, and it feels unlikely that they would want to confuse people by giving them 2 Fantastic Fours.
True.
In the second appearance, you know? I could be wrong. Or there could be a reference or something. Yeah. You never know. Feels unlikely to me, but I could be wrong. My only worry, hesitancy, I don't know, about taking my son to see this movie was thinking that if they show Robert Downey Jr. as Doom in the post-credit scene of this movie, is it going to make him not like Iron Man? Like they're introducing, this is the new bad guy, but now you haven't seen the other ones, but now you have to go and watch that same actor be the backbone of the Marvel
good guy universe. Of everything.
Yeah, exactly. But thankfully, they didn't show his face. However, they did confirm that it was actually him, I guess. That was Robert Downey Jr. in that cloak, holding that mask, looking at Franklin. 4 years later. 4 years later,
Which
by the way. That's substantial.
Sorry.
Makes me think Franklin's going to be a part of Doomsday
Yeah,
in a way we didn't expect.
I would assume that is accurate.
Do you think Doomsday opens with like Victor has kidnapped Franklin, like it's already happened kind of thing?
Yeah, but 4 years.
I don't know.
See, that's the other thing is 4 years later, like, shouldn't Valeria be there?
Maybe she is. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe they're not doing Valeria.
Yeah, they could not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be.
I don't know either.
That'd be interesting to bring in Franklin, but not Valeria. But
what did you think of the post-credit scene?
I don't know.
I would have liked it to be a little more.
Yes, I would agree. It should have been a little bit more. I don't want to say it came across as tropey to me, but it was just like, oh well, we know what's going to happen here. Oh, there's the mask. Oh, cool.
Yeah, right.
Like, had Doom not been announced and cast prior or something like that, to see that, I would have been like a kid in a candy store.
Sure.
But it was just like, oh, great, they're going to set up Doom, which we already know is coming in the literal next movie that we know the name is Doomsday.
I know. It's just real surprising to me that they didn't set more up so they wouldn't have to go through more stuff. And I mean, I guess if Spider-Man really is coming out next year, then like maybe that post-credit scene will have more to do with laying some track for Doomsday's plotline. But it just really surprised me that it wasn't more than just a vague introduction of a character.
Feige confirmed that Brand New Day is a very street level movie. True. So how does that set up? I mean, I guess they're in New York. I meant like the
post-credit scene of that movie. You know, post-credit scene can be anything.
That's true.
You know, so
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Fantastic Four, First Steps, good movie.
Would agree. Very good movie.
Yeah. So
we're 2 for 2 on good movies that we were worried about possibly not being good movies.
3 for 3 if you count Thunderbolts.
Yeah, true. How
4
about
for 4 if you count Predator, Killer of Killers.
Yeah, and did you see? I'd assume you saw the trailer for the new Predator movie.
Oh yeah, I sure did. Boy, that looks good.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll probably review that when it comes out too, because holy shit.
Yeah, I turned to my wife and son. I was like, "Looks great, huh?" And they were like, "No," just like, "What? No."
Yep.
My son's terrified. My wife's grossed out.
Dude, when he's just hauling the half of her around, I'm just like,
awesome.
I don't know why
so
this is
cool.
great, but it's great.
Oh, so good. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be real.
Can't wait for that. I never thought that like the Predator franchise would get its shit together like this.
No.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Prey, Killer of Killers, Badlands, like Dan Trachtenberg's, man, he's really pulling some shit together for Predator in a way that was really needed.
Quite impressive. Quite impressive.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's all I got. I think that's all you got too, Steve. Anything else you guys say about Fantastic Four or anything else?
No, sir. That is it for me as well.
It for me. So we'll sign off by saying thanks for the 2 Sunset of the burnt corpses of Owen Brew Lars. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the multiverse.